Daily Horoscope for Cáncer. May 15, 2025. Dear Cáncer, today's celestial configuration brings a powerful emotional awakening as the moon, your ruling planet, forms a harmonious trine with Neptune in fellow water sign Pisces. This creates a deeply intuitive atmosphere where your natural psychic abilities are heightened to remarkable levels. The day begins with a sense of emotional clarity that might surprise you. You've been processing deep subconscious patterns over the past week, and today marks a breakthrough moment where foggy feelings suddenly make perfect sense. Trust these realizations, they're cosmic gifts guiding you toward authentic self-expression. In your personal relationships, this Moon-Neptune connection creates a beautiful opportunity for spiritual bonding. Conversations flow with unusual depth, allowing you to connect with loved ones beyond surface-level interactions. For single Cancers, there's a magnetic quality to your energy today that attracts people who resonate with your true essence rather than your protective outer shell. A chance encounter around midday could introduce someone who seems oddly familiar, perhaps suggesting a soul connection from another lifetime. Career-wise, Mercury's position in your 10th house of public recognition amplifies your voice in professional settings. Your ideas carry extra weight today, making this an excellent time to pitch projects, request resources, or initiate important conversations with authority figures. There's a particular strength in communications that involve nurturing, support, or emotional intelligence. Your natural Cancer strengths are precisely what's valued today. Financially, Venus forming a supportive sextile to Jupiter brings positive energy around resources, particularly those connected to home, family, or emotional security investments. If you've been considering refinancing your home or making domestic improvements, cosmic forces support these initiatives today. However, be wary of emotional spending. Neptune's influence can sometimes cloud judgment around purchases tied to nostalgia or comfort. Your physical well-being today is directly connected to your emotional state. The Moon-Neptune trine creates a heightened sensitivity to your environment, so be mindful of the energies you absorb. Water therapies are especially beneficial. A bath with sea salts, swimming, or simply drinking more water can help move stagnant energies through your system. Your digestive system may be more sensitive than usual, so favor gentle, nourishing foods that comfort without overwhelming. On a deeper spiritual level, today offers a rare opportunity to connect with your ancestral lineage. You may experience unusual dreams or déjà vu moments that provide insights into family patterns or inherited wisdom. Keeping a dream journal would be particularly valuable today, as messages from your subconscious carry special significance. The most challenging aspect of today involves Mars in Gemini forming a square to your sign, which could manifest as mental restlessness or scattered communication. You might feel pulled in multiple directions or find it difficult to commit to a single path. Remember that your greatest strength lies in focusing on one meaningful emotional connection or project rather than attempting to juggle multiple surface-level interactions. Your lucky color today is silver blue, reflecting the Moon-Neptune water energy dominating your chart. Wearing this color helps you harness the intuitive powers available to you. Ocean-derived crystals like aquamarine, moonstone, or pearl will amplify your natural receptivity and provide emotional protection. The most productive period of your day will likely come between 2 and 4 p.m. when the moon forms a brief but potent connection with Pluto, adding transformative power to your already considerable emotional intelligence. Use this window for any situation requiring emotional courage or deep healing work. For Cancer parents, today offers a special connection with children, who may be more open to your nurturing wisdom than usual. There's a teaching moment available if you're willing to share some of your own emotional learning experiences, rather than simply offering protection. As the day concludes, the moon begins its approach toward Saturn, suggesting that tomorrow will bring a more structured energy requiring emotional boundaries. Use tonight to process and integrate today's intuitive insights before the cosmic weather shifts toward greater definition and limitation. Remember, dear Cancer, that your sensitivity is your superpower today. By embracing rather than resisting your emotional nature, you unlock the profound gifts this day has prepared specifically for your water sign spirit. Trust the flow, honor your intuition, and allow yourself to be carried toward your authentic emotional truth. On May 15th, 2025, Cancer's celestial landscape reveals fascinating planetary alignments that will significantly influence your emotional and intuitive nature. The Sun continues its journey through steadfast Taurus, positioned at approximately 24 degrees in your 11th house of community, friendships, and long-term aspirations. This placement creates a solid foundation for networking activities, while encouraging you to consider how your emotional needs align with your social circles. With Taurus energy being fixed and determined, you may find yourself unusually committed to group projects or community initiatives. The Sun here illuminates your potential to build lasting connections that provide both emotional and practical support, a perfect combination for your nurturing Cancer nature. The supportive trine between this Taurus Sun and your Cancer energy allows for a harmonious expression of your natural caretaking abilities in wider social contexts. On this particular day, the Moon, your ruling celestial body, transitions into deeply intense Scorpio, positioning itself in your 5th house of creative expression, romance, and pleasure. This creates a powerful water sign alliance that magnifies your already heightened intuition. You'll likely experience profound emotional insights, particularly regarding romantic relationships or creative projects. The Scorpio Moon forms a challenging square to Saturn in Pisces in your 9th house, suggesting some tension between your emotional desires and necessary responsibilities related to education, publishing, or spiritual growth. Mercury stations in late Taurus, also in your 11th house, creating a communication portal that facilitates meaningful exchanges within groups and organizations. Your words carry particular weight today, especially when expressing ideas about collective goals or humanitarian concerns. Venus glows in Gemini in your 12th house of the subconscious, secrets, and spiritual matters. This placement creates an interesting dynamic where you might feel drawn to behind-the-scenes romantic encounters or find yourself processing complex feelings about relationships that exist primarily in your imagination rather than reality. Mars energizes your 2nd house in Capricorn, activating financial concerns and highlighting your relationship with material security. This placement provides disciplined energy toward building resources, but may also trigger deep-seated anxieties about having enough, a common Cancer concern. Jupiter expands possibilities in Gemini in your 12th house alongside Venus, magnifying spiritual insights and creating opportunities for healing that comes through surrender and release. Pay attention to dreams and synchronicities today, as they contain valuable messages about your path forward. Saturn continues its extended journey through Pisces in your 9th house, restructuring your belief systems and perhaps presenting challenges related to higher education or publishing efforts. The ongoing sextile between Saturn and your Sun sign provides a supportive framework for channeling your emotional depth into structured learning or teaching opportunities. Uranus in Gemini forms an interesting conjunction with Venus and Jupiter in your 12th house, potentially bringing surprising revelations or unexpected spiritual awakenings. This unpredictable energy might manifest as sudden insights about relationships or creative breakthroughs that seem to come from beyond your conscious awareness. Neptune remains in its home sign of Pisces in your 9th house, continuing to dissolve boundaries around belief systems and inspiring compassionate understanding of different worldviews. For you, Cancer, this placement especially enhances your natural empathy and may be opening channels for spiritual growth through emotional intelligence. Pluto, having recently entered Aquarius, positions itself in your 8th house of shared resources, transformation, and intimate exchanges. This generational planet is slowly but profoundly transforming your approach to vulnerability, trust, and power dynamics in close relationships. The North Node in Aries in your 10th house of career and public reputation forms a challenging square to your sun sign, pushing you to develop leadership qualities that might initially feel uncomfortable for your more nurturing nature. This tension represents an important growth opportunity. The South Node in Libra in your 4th house of home and family creates another significant aspect to your sign, suggesting that your comfort with domestic harmony may sometimes hold you back from necessary professional advancement. The Chiron placement in Taurus in your 11th house reveals a sensitive spot around belonging and acceptance in groups, which may be triggered today as the sun approaches this position. Healing opportunities arise when you contribute your nurturing qualities to collective endeavors without seeking validation. On this particular day, the Scorpio moon's opposition to Jupiter in Gemini creates an emotional high tide, potentially overwhelming your psychic receptors with information from both the visible and invisible realms. This opposition between your 5th and 12th houses suggests a tension between conscious creative expression and subconscious emotional patterns that may need acknowledgement. On May 15, 2025, Cáncer natives will experience a particularly nuanced day for communication and expression as the moon transitions into Leo, creating an interesting emotional backdrop for your words. Mercury forms a supportive trine to Neptune, enhancing your intuitive communication abilities while also adding a dreamy quality to your thoughts and words. This planetary configuration opens channels for expressing emotions that normally remain hidden beneath your protective shell. Today, your words carry a rare weight of authenticity. The moon's position heightens your emotional intelligence, allowing you to perceive unspoken cues in conversations that others might miss. This makes you an exceptionally empathetic listener, capable of responding to both what's said and what remains unspoken. When engaging with close friends and family, you'll find yourself naturally attuned to their emotional needs before they even articulate them. Mercury's influence is particularly significant in your 3rd house of communication, granting you eloquence when expressing complex feelings. This is not your typical day. You're less likely to retreat into your shell when conversations become uncomfortable. Instead, there's a courage to your words, a willingness to articulate thoughts that have been brewing beneath the surface for weeks or even months. In professional settings, be mindful of a tendency toward passive communication. While you're exceptionally perceptive today, you might assume others can read between the lines as well as you can. They cannot. Be direct with colleagues and supervisors when discussing important matters, especially regarding projects with approaching deadlines. Your insights are valuable, but only if clearly expressed. Written communication flourishes under today's aspects. If you've been meaning to send an important email, draft a proposal, or even write creatively, the hours between 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. offer a sweet spot when your thoughts flow with unusual clarity. Your words on paper or screen will carry emotional resonance without becoming overindulgent or sentimental, a balance Cáncer sometimes struggles to achieve. The Venus-Mars square affecting your communication houses suggests potential tension between your desire to maintain harmony and the need to assert boundaries. This could manifest in conversations with romantic partners or close friends where you feel torn between speaking your truth and maintaining peace. Remember that authentic expression, though sometimes temporarily uncomfortable, strengthens relationships in the long term. Digital communications require extra attention today. With Neptune's influence, there's potential for misunderstandings in text messages or social media interactions where tone is easily misconstrued. Take an extra moment before hitting send, especially with messages that contain emotional content or could be interpreted multiple ways. Your natural storytelling abilities are amplified today. Cáncer's remarkable memory for emotional details combines with Mercury's articulate energy, making this an excellent day for sharing personal narratives that might help others. Consider how your experiences might provide guidance or comfort to someone struggling with similar circumstances. Group discussions present both opportunity and challenge. While you'll read the room with uncanny accuracy, you might hesitate to contribute unless you feel emotionally safe. Challenge yourself to speak up in at least one group setting today. Your perspective is more valuable than you realize, particularly regarding matters requiring emotional intelligence or historical context. In intimate conversations, particularly with family members, old communication patterns might resurface. The current Saturn retrograde activates your fourth house of home and family, bringing attention to established dynamics. You have an opportunity to break habitual communication cycles that no longer serve you, particularly those rooted in childhood experiences. Phone calls rather than text messages will serve you better today, as your voice carries emotional nuances that written words might miss. If having an important conversation, opt for voice or video when possible. Your natural warmth and sincerity come through more clearly when others can hear your tone and pacing. For Cancers working in creative fields, today offers a beautiful blend of emotional depth and expressive clarity. Artistic projects benefit from your ability to channel complex feelings into tangible forms. Musicians, writers, and visual artists may find inspiration flows more freely, particularly when creating works that explore themes of home, family, or emotional security. Listening becomes your superpower today. While you're always attuned to others, today your ability to truly hear what others are saying and not saying reaches new heights. This makes you an invaluable presence in both personal and professional settings. People will seek you out for your counsel, sensing your ability to hold space for their concerns without judgment. For single Cancers, today's communication aspects support vulnerable but honest expressions of interest. If there's someone who has caught your attention, the planetary alignments support taking that first step in reaching out. Your words will carry an authentic charm that comes from speaking from the heart rather than overthinking. Paired Cancers may find today ideal for discussions about emotional needs that have gone unexpressed. The supportive Mercury-Neptune trine helps you articulate feelings without the conversation becoming overwhelmed by emotion. This is especially true regarding discussions about shared resources, living arrangements, or future plans. Your throat chakra, the energy center associated with expression, receives planetary support today, allowing words that have been stuck to finally find release. If you've been holding back from expressing important truths, you'll feel an almost physical urge to speak your mind. Honor this energy by creating space for meaningful conversations. Journaling proves exceptionally therapeutic today. Writing for your eyes only allows you to bypass the self-consciousness that sometimes hinders your expression. Spend 15 to 20 minutes free writing without editing or censoring yourself, and you may uncover insights about your emotional landscape that have eluded your conscious awareness. In negotiations or situations requiring persuasion, lead with empathy rather than logic today. Your ability to understand and acknowledge others' positions before presenting your own will significantly increase your effectiveness. This approach aligns perfectly with the day's emotional intelligence boost from the moon's position. Watch for a tendency to communicate through caretaking rather than words. While your nurturing gestures speak volumes, sometimes explicit verbal expression is necessary, particularly in professional contexts or when establishing boundaries in personal relationships. Remember that clear communication complements rather than replaces your natural tendency to show love through actions. The evening hours bring a shift as the moon forms a challenging aspect to Mercury, potentially causing second-guessing of what you've expressed earlier in the day. Resist the urge to backtrack or over-explain. Trust the authenticity of your initial communications, even if vulnerability leaves you feeling temporarily exposed. Overall, May 15th offers Cancer natives a rare opportunity to express themselves with both emotional depth and clarity. By embracing rather than retreating from meaningful exchanges, you'll strengthen connections and create space for authentic relationships to flourish. Your words today carry the power to heal, connect, and transform. Use them wisely. As the cosmic energies align on May 15, 2025, Cancer natives find themselves at a particularly interesting financial crossroads. The moon, your celestial ruler, will be transiting through Virgo, occupying your third house of communication and short-term projects. This creates a unique opportunity to monetize your ideas and articulate your financial needs with unprecedented clarity. The analytical energy of Virgo moon helps you scrutinize budgets and financial plans with meticulous precision, something that doesn't always come naturally to your emotionally driven sign. With Mercury forming a trine to your sun sign from Taurus, financial conversations flow with unusual ease today. If you've been hesitant about negotiating a raise or discussing investments with advisors, this planetary support provides ideal conditions. The earthy Taurus energy grounds your natural intuition about money matters, allowing you to make decisions based on both practical considerations and gut feelings, a powerful combination for Cancer. Venus, positioned in Gemini, activates your 12th house of hidden opportunities, suggesting that financial gains may come through unexpected channels or past connections resurfacing. Someone you helped in the past may introduce you to a profitable venture or opportunity today. Pay attention to seemingly casual conversations, as they might contain valuable financial intelligence. Jupiter, continuing its journey through Gemini, creates expansive energy in sectors related to your subconscious and hidden talents. This placement suggests that passive income streams initiated today have significant growth potential. Consider investments in creative projects or wellness initiatives that align with your natural nurturing abilities. Meanwhile, Saturn in Pisces forms a supportive sextile to your sun sign, providing structural support for long-term financial planning. This is an excellent day to establish saving systems that will serve you for years to come. The day's most significant financial aspect involves Uranus in Gemini making a quintile to Neptune in Aries, creating unexpected financial insights that seem almost divinely inspired. Trust these flashes of intuition, especially regarding investments in technology, humanitarian projects, or creative enterprises. For employed Cancers, this is an opportune time to showcase your value to employers, as the sun in Taurus illuminates your career house. Documentation of your achievements could lead to financial recognition. Entrepreneurs born under Cancer will find this day particularly favorable for launching products or services that fulfill emotional or security needs, your natural domain of expertise. Property investments and matters related to your home or family businesses receive particularly favorable aspects today, with the North Node in Aries activating beneficial connections to your 4th house of home and foundations. If you've been considering real estate investments or home-based business opportunities, planetary support is strong for initial steps. Pluto's transformative energy in Aquarius continues to restructure your 8th house of shared resources, making this an ideal day to revisit partnerships, investments, and debt restructuring. A financial burden may suddenly lift through an unexpected settlement or agreement. The day carries a subtle warning with Mars in Capricorn, creating some tension in your partnership sector. Be careful not to let financial disagreements with business partners or spouses escalate. Clear communication about money matters is essential. The afternoon hours bring particularly favorable energy for financial planning, as the Virgo moon forms a harmonious trine with Venus, creating a natural flow between your analytical thinking and value assessment capabilities. Banking activities, investments in education or communication tools, and short-term financial contracts all receive beneficial aspects during this window. Cancer's natural tendency toward financial caution serves you well today, but the cosmic energies support calculated risk-taking, particularly in areas related to communication, education, and local business ventures. Trust your emotional intelligence when it comes to financial partnerships. Your ability to read others gives you an edge in negotiations today. Your financial keyword for May 15, 2025, calibration, finding the perfect balance between emotional security and growth opportunity. The cosmic energy for Cancer on May 15th 2025 brings several fortunate areas into focus as Mercury forms a harmonious trine with your ruling planet, the Moon. This creates a special window of opportunity where your intuitive abilities are heightened and aligned with your communication skills. The home and family sector receives beneficial rays from Venus in Taurus, making this an exceptionally favorable day for nurturing relationships with loved ones and creating a more beautiful, harmonious living environment. Your emotional intelligence is at its peak, allowing you to navigate conversations with remarkable sensitivity and insight. Jupiter's position creates a fortunate angle to your fifth house of creativity and self-expression, suggesting that artistic endeavors, especially those connected to your cultural heritage or emotional experiences, will find receptive audiences and unexpected support. Water-based activities carry particularly good fortune today. Swimming, sailing, or simply spending time near bodies of water will help align you with the day's most beneficial energies. Financial opportunities appear in unexpected places, especially through female connections or family networks. Remain open to advice that comes through maternal figures or nurturing personalities in your life. Your intuition serves as your greatest asset today, particularly when making decisions about home improvements, family investments, or emotional investments. The evening hours bring a particularly fortunate alignment between the Moon and Neptune, enhancing your spiritual connection and dream state. Keeping a dream journal by your bedside could reveal important insights or creative solutions. Cooking, particularly preparing meals that connect you to your heritage or childhood memories, carries special blessing today. Sharing these creations with others magnifies the positive energy. Collaborative projects that allow you to contribute your emotional intelligence and nurturing abilities will thrive under today's aspects, especially those involving support systems, wellness initiatives, or community care. Your natural protective instincts can be channeled productively into advocacy work, particularly for children, families, or vulnerable populations. These efforts receive cosmic support and protection. Educational pursuits related to psychology, history, genealogy, or nutrition are especially favored, with information being absorbed more easily and retained more effectively. The most fortunate color energies for Cancer today are silver, pale blue, and white. Incorporating these into your attire or environment helps you attune to the day's positive vibrations. Areas of your home associated with water bathrooms, kitchens, or areas with fountains or aquariums serve as power spots where inspiration and healing energy flow most freely. Emotional generosity creates a positive feedback loop today, with kindnesses offered returning to you multiplied, making this an excellent day for random acts of kindness or reaching out to those in need of emotional support. Trust in your ability to create emotional safety for yourself and others. This skill becomes your greatest fortune and most valuable contribution. For Cancer on May 15, 2025, your social landscape is particularly dynamic as the Moon forms a harmonious trine with Neptune in Pisces, enhancing your intuitive connection with others. This celestial alignment opens channels of empathy that have been somewhat blocked in recent weeks. You may find yourself naturally attuned to the unspoken needs of friends and loved ones, creating opportunities for meaningful support and connection. The Taurus Sun continues to illuminate your house of friendships and community, bringing stability to your social foundations. This is not merely coincidental. It suggests a period where acquaintances may transition into more reliable, long-term allies. The Venus-Jupiter conjunction in Gemini activates your 12th house, indicating that behind-the-scenes connections could prove extraordinarily valuable today. Someone you've helped in the past may unexpectedly offer assistance or opportunity through their network. Mercury in Taurus encourages practical communication within groups, making this an excellent day for collaborative planning or community initiatives. You'll find your ideas are received with unusual receptivity, particularly when you frame them in terms of security and mutual benefit. Mars in Leo energizes your second house, potentially creating tension around shared resources or values within your social circle. This could manifest as disagreement over group expenses or differing priorities within a team project. Cancer's natural tendency toward protective nurturing is amplified today, but be mindful that not everyone in your circle desires sheltering. Some connections might feel stifled by what they perceive as overprotectiveness. The Saturn retrograde in Pisces continues to restructure your perspective on broader social networks and international connections. You may find yourself reconsidering your role within certain groups or organizations, particularly those that align with your philosophical outlook or educational pursuits. Close friendships undergo a subtle transformation as Pluto in Aquarius slowly reshapes power dynamics. Pay attention to relationships where control issues have been simmering beneath the surface. Today, these themes may emerge more clearly, offering an opportunity for honest conversation. Professional connections benefit from Uranus in Taurus, bringing innovative energy to collaborative projects. An unexpected introduction through a colleague could lead to an intriguing partnership that merges creativity with practicality. Family relationships show marked improvement as ancestral Cancer energies harmonize with the current cosmic weather. A relative you've had difficulty connecting with may surprise you with an overture of reconciliation or understanding. For Cancers in romantic relationships, today highlights the social dimension of your partnership. Consider how you and your significant other function as a unit within larger groups. There's valuable insight to be gained about your compatibility through observing these dynamics. Single Cancers may find romantic potential through friend networks rather than direct encounters. Someone who has been orbiting your social circle might suddenly appear in a new light. Digital connections are especially favored as Mercury forms a supportive aspect with Uranus, making this an excellent day for reaching out through social media or reconnecting with distant friends through video calls. Virtual gatherings could prove surprisingly fulfilling. Your natural empathy serves you well today, but cosmic energies suggest setting clear boundaries to prevent emotional drainage. You may encounter someone in your social sphere who, perhaps unconsciously, depletes your emotional resources. Trust your instincts about who energizes you versus who diminishes your emotional reserves. Group activities involving water, perhaps a lake outing, pool gathering, or even a communal cooking experience, will bring out your best social qualities today. These environments naturally align with your water sign nature, helping you feel both comfortable and authentically expressive. A friendship that has been strained may reach a turning point today. The lunar influence supports reconciliation, but only if both parties are willing to acknowledge past misunderstandings without assigning blame. Your ruling celestial body, the moon, forms a brief but significant square with Saturn later in the day, presenting a choice between comfortable social patterns and necessary growth through more challenging connections. The wiser path involves stepping slightly beyond your comfort zone. Social invitations may arrive with surprising frequency today. While your instinct might be to decline in favor of familiar company, the stars suggest accepting at least one unexpected offer. A conversation with someone from a vastly different background could provide perspective that proves valuable in coming weeks. Networking efforts yield particularly strong results, especially when you allow your authentic nurturing nature to shine through rather than adopting a more reserved professional persona. Cancer's genuine warmth creates more meaningful connections than any strategic networking approach could. Family gatherings or friend reunions planned today have special significance, as they may establish patterns of connection that last well into the future. If you're organizing such an event, trust your intuition about who to include and what activities will foster genuine bonding. Your sensitivity to atmospheric tension gives you an edge in navigating complex social dynamics. You might find yourself naturally mediating between conflicting personalities in your circle, a role that, while sometimes taxing, strengthens your position as an essential connective force. Social media presence deserves careful consideration today, as what you share could reach farther than anticipated. The Neptune influence enhances your creative expression, making this an excellent day for sharing artistic or emotional content that resonates with your authentic self. A friend may confide something significant, trusting your legendary discretion and emotional intelligence. This exchange deepens trust and reinforces your role as a confidant. But remember to process any absorbed emotions through self-care rather than carrying others' burdens indefinitely. An ongoing group project reaches a critical phase where your input could determine its ultimate success. Your intuitive understanding of what provides emotional security for all involved will prove invaluable in steering collective decisions. The Chiron placement in Aries touches on healing old social wounds,